SnowTrax Television, going strong for 25 years. SnowTrax is sponsored by Ski-Doo Snowmobiles. Experience that Ski-Doo feeling. Yamaha, conquer snow. And by FXR Racing, maximum versatility for all conditions.
Most of my best childhood memories are of riding snowmobiles with my dad, either sitting in front of him or tagging along behind him on my own sled. My dad's always said the best thing about being a dad is watching his kids develop a passion for the things that he loves to do. Now that I've got my own little motorheads running around, I can confirm that he was 100% correct. Of course, it's no secret, the earlier you start your kids riding, the greater their passion will be. And for the first time in over 40 years, the snowmobile industry has a full range of sleds for kids, from the smallest 120s to Polaris's brand new INDY Evo. Today I want to take a look at these sleds and the kids who ride them to get a better understanding for how they all work together to develop a whole new generation of passionate snowmobilers. So I've assembled my two daughters, Callie and Alice, and Vern's two daughters, Kaylee and Natalie, and a sample of all the sizes of kids sleds currently available, including an Arctic Cat ZR120, Yamaha Snoscoot, and Polaris INDY Evo, as well as an older Ski-Doo Freestyle 300. Then I sat them down and got their opinions on each sled. The smallest sled we have here today is Arctic Cat's ZR120. Its 120cc four-stroke engine runs smooth, and its small size makes it extremely easy to handle.
My name is Alice Gaster, and I've been riding snowmobiles for 1 year. It's just so fun, and I love riding snowmobiles. The thing I like about the ZR120 is not too big and easy for me to ride.
An adjustable governor lets parents adjust the top speed as skills and capabilities progress, making it perfect for the smallest of riders.
The only thing the 120 needs is hot grip. Daddy's gonna fill it back up again.
Yamaha's original Snoscoot is an iconic sled that, despite being discontinued in 1988, sells today for double what it cost brand new. The new Snoscoot is exactly what this industry has needed since the old one was discontinued over 30 years ago, an intermediate kids sled that bridges the gap between the 120 and a sled with a full-size chassis. Its 200cc engine runs flawlessly. Functional suspension actually produces some pretty impressive travel numbers, and a decent lug on the track combined with a 27-mile-per-hour top speed makes this a completely capable sled in nearly any condition.
My name is Callie Lester, and I've been riding for 3 years. I first started riding, my grandpa bought me a 120. The thing I like about riding snowmobiles is spending time with my friends and going fast. The Snoscoot is the right size for me, and it makes snowmobiling more fun. The thing I like most on my snowmobile is hitting jumps. The Snoscoot is better than the 120 because it has better suspension and it's faster. I like that it has hot grips, and I like how it has a fast motor. Parents should buy the Snoscoot because it's fast and it's fun to ride on. The only thing that should change about the Snoscoot is it should be a little bit more quieter.
Lots of sleds intended for adults but perfect for youth have come and gone over the years. Finding one of these sleds in excellent condition or restoring one that may be a little bit rough is a great way to get your kids out on the snow without breaking the bank. Yamaha's Bravo is a great example of a sled that is perfectly sized for a kid who's too big for a Snoscoot, but not yet big enough for a full-size sled. Another great example is Ski-Doo's Freestyle.
I've been snowmobiling for about 2 years, but I've been on the passenger since like I was 6. So when the Snoscoot came out, I just started to ride it and it was super fun. And then my dad was just like, you know what? You can ride the Freestyle. You'll be awesome on it. My Freestyle, when we first got it, was really rough. We needed to fix it up a lot. We had to fix a lot of parts like the skis, the windshield, the shocks. So now that it's fixed up, I can just rip on it. When you're my age and you have the chance to have the Freestyle, just go on it and have fun with it because you're the perfect height and age, so you ride appropriately on it, not be like puny on the snow scooter or something, or like not be able to reach the handlebars on a bigger sled. So this sled is really good. It still took a lot to get used to, but when I got used to it, it was very smooth and it's very fun to ride. The only thing that we could change about this sled is putting an electric start on it. I definitely cannot pull it. To all the parents who are watching, you should buy your kid a snowmobile because it is so much fun. If you get the right sled that fits for your kid, they will have so much fun on it. And when they're older as adults, then they can show their kids what skills are up their sleeves. And their kids could ride as well. And you could feel good about yourself that you made that tradition.
The last sled we have on the ground today is a brand new model that acts as the final stepping stone to a full-size sled because it can be transformed into a full-size sled as your kid's skill levels grow. Polaris's INDY Evo looks like a regular INDY that's been lowered, but the truth is it's so much more than that. It's based on a standard INDY chassis, but is narrower with shorter travel suspension, a lower seat, and lower handlebar position. But it features a full-size 550cc fan-cooled engine with removable limiter, fully featured gauge package, and full-size switchgear. Polaris offers kits to remove the speed limiter and uncork all the potential of that 550mm, and to widen the front end for more stability. As it sits, the Evo will do 50 miles per hour, and it gets there fast. It also handles really good, and while down on travel, still rides great with a lighter rider on board.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Hodge-Putzer, and I've been riding snowmobiles for 5-6 years. What I like most about riding snowmobiles is just the freedom you kind of have. You're not stuck on the back all the time, just kind of like sitting there. You've got a better perspective of the ride, basically, and it just makes it a little bit more surreal. So what I had before the Evo was the Freestyle. So the Evo is like way better than the Freestyle. It's so much more lighter. You can maneuver a lot better. You're not working as hard to get around the corners or up hills. It lets you handle it really well. The motor on the Evo is definitely more powerful than the Freestyle. You get a pretty good speed going on a decent trail. It's not like you're going super fast, but it's like manageable.
The Evo is suspended on a modified version of Polaris's Pro Ride front end with a non-adjustable set of ride effect shocks damping 4.1 inches of travel. Out back, a standard INDY skid frame produces 9.1 inches of travel that is damped by another set of non-adjustable ride effect shocks. An Evo-specific set of skis provides excellent bite and easy steering.
When you're going along bumps, it's not like boom, 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 boom. It really handles the bumps really well, and even sitting down on the bumps, you're not like jumping up and down, up and down.
An Evo-specific seat is significantly lower than a standard INDY seat, and while the bodywork does resemble a full-size INDY, it's actually smaller in every dimension.
This sled fits smaller riders better than a regular size sled, only because the handlebars are lower, so it's not like you're reaching all the way up to try to like steer and you can't see. Seat is lower, so you don't feel as high off the ground as a smaller rider would. You don't feel as anxious on this sled as you do like a regular size sled. The looks of the Evo, honestly, I think it looks pretty cool. It's not like smaller sled like the Snoscoot or like the 120. It fits into the looks of like a regular size sled and doesn't make you feel as like, oh, look at me, I'm so tiny. Like, you kind of feel more included with the bigger sleds.
While our story today is about younger riders, I can report that the Evo is great for smaller adults too. In fact, my wife loves it and prefers it over any of our other full-size sleds. Our Evo is equipped with electric start, which is an option, but in my opinion should be standard on all Evo models. A long list of Polaris accessories are also available for the Evo right now.
At first, when I was riding the sled, I was like, oh geez, this is another kiddie sled. But then like next day I rode it and I was like, wow, like this is cool. I actually really like riding this. It fits me really well and all that. The first thing my dad really wanted to put on the sled, a pre-studded track that has more lug. And my old sled had adjustable shocks on it, so I think this sled should come with adjustable shocks on that. I'd recommend the INDY Evo for someone who's looking to buy like a sled for their kids. It's smaller for a kid, less intimidating. It still keeps up with the rest of the family. It's lighter and you can maneuver it better.
Snowmobiling is a sport best enjoyed with others. It always has been. It's also a great sport for kids that teaches them responsibility, self-control, and pride of ownership. I grew up riding sleds with my dad, and now my kids are growing up riding sleds with their dad. And I know for sure that just like me, the memories that they're making are going to last them forever.
Trail Tech is sponsored by Princess Auto, a unique world of equipment, tools, and more.
In the previous episode, I spoke directly to some of the myths about carbide runners and to help better differentiate between what style of carbide runner would do the best job for the situations that you encounter. In this episode, I want to help you understand the importance of a complete traction package, including carbide tip studs. For a while, studding got a bad rap, and that's because a lot of folks thought that you had to put a stud in every single square inch of available rubber track surface. But this just isn't the case, and while in certain ice racing situations this approach is beneficial, times have changed and so should the way that you use carbide studs. It's interesting to note that all of the trail and utility carbide stud options Woody's offers use the same internal carbide pin that's about 3/8 of an inch long, with a 60-degree tip. The big difference from stud to stud is much like the carbides on your skis runner. It's not the actual carbide that varies, but the host structure that holds the carbide and its shape and material makeup. There's many different styles of studs offered by Woody's for both conventional and single-ply tracks. Each offer different benefits, but all of them are focused on giving you better performance and, most importantly, keeping you safer out on the trail. At the top of the scale, you have the premium Gold Digger, a very popular stud design that has a cupped head and actually holds the stud into the track and the backer more rigidly. It's very strong and resists bending due to its heat-treated carbon steel makeup and its zinc-plated gold for corrosion resistance and good looks. The Megabyte is a unique stud design. Like the Gold Digger, it is made of carbon steel and also zinc-plated, but in silver, not gold. However, the upper shank of the stud is four-sided and creates a paddle-like structure to help in both acceleration, grip, and stopping power, not fitting into the typical round stud groove and adding an extra level of bite that others just can't. The Signature Series stud is an entry-level stainless that won't rust, but due to the stainless steel design, will bend under less pressure than the Gold Digger. It features a flat base with anti-rotational lines that lock the stud into the track and backer so the stud won't rotate. Another unique option is the Trigger stud. It features a reduced height threaded portion to allow for a longer, narrower profile body that's perfect for those who enjoy running high speeds on the ice, but also find themselves on the trails. It's also made of carbon steel and zinc-plated in silver like the Megabyte. All of these dual-ply track stud options are excellent depending on your needs and your budget level, but what about single-ply tracks? Should you stud them? Can you stud them? The myth has always been that studs pull out of single-ply tracks, and that's just not the case. Woody's was originally used by Skidoo to do the testing of studs with single-ply tracks and came up with the Grandmaster and Grandmaster Pro studs that offer the same track gripping strength specifically designed to deliver long-lasting performance in your single-ply tracks. Both are super durable carbon steel and zinc-plated in silver and gold. They feature the anti-rotational lines in the base to keep them secure. However, the big difference is the sharpened tip profile of the Pro. It's designed to cut through the ice and snow with greater ease, causing it to be more aggressive than the Grandmaster. So do you really need to stud your sled? Nowadays, a lot of folks are asking me this question, and my answer to them is always yes, if you're looking to be safer when you're out on the trails. With modern stud designs from Woody's, you don't have to be worried about studs pulling through. And when you utilize the incredible resources of Woody's with everything from a detailed online application guide to studding templates and a broad selection of install tools, you can do this yourself in just a short period of time with relative ease. The result is a superior snowmobile that, when linked with quality carbide runners, will not only improve your sled's performance, it'll most importantly keep you safer. Studding only the center of the track is what's recommended nowadays, with just 2 studs per pitch being the standard and 3 being considered an aggressive setup. This new outlook for studding is keeping those who use them safer in all kinds of situations, from washed out ice trail corners to polished road crossings and even entry and exit from your trailer or gas station pavement. And when you need to get on the brakes for a stopped sled, down tree, or crossing wildlife, you have the confidence to know that your stop will be controlled, straight, and far shorter a distance than had you not studded your track. A complete traction package is the answer to staying safer, riding smarter, and ultimately enjoying the time that you spend behind the handlebars more. And at the end of the day, that's precisely what we're all here to do.
Closed captioning of SnowTrax is sponsored by Triton Trailers, built for adventure.
Model year 2019 is clearly the year of suspension. With the off-road industry launching dynamic-controlled suspension technology, Yamaha snowmobiles have jumped in, offering Fox revolutionary IQS3 rider-controlled shocks. Our test ride on this episode will cover the IQS3 system on the Sidewinder L-TX LE, our favorite variant of the formidable turbocharged and intercooled 180 horsepower lake-shredding Yamaha rocket. We could talk all day about the Sidewinder's 998 turbo engine. In fact, we've done that on a number of occasions. However, today we want to focus on the Sidewinder LE's amazing and unique suspension. Over the last number of years, we've seen a move to snowmobile suspensions which are easier to adjust. Skidoo's remote tunnel-mounted shock and spring adjusters and Polaris XC external shock system are examples. Inasmuch as these efforts do make suspension tweaking easier, they don't allow the operator to make adjustments on the fly. This is where IQS3 changes the rules and opens the door on what's sure to be a revolution in adjustable and ultimately fully active suspension. Picture yourself honing your favorite section of trail. Up ahead, there's a square edge washout. You tap the IQS control with your left thumb, gas it, and level the crater without even standing up. Sounds crazy? It is crazy, but it's true. Let's talk about how this new ability to control your sled interfaces with you, the pilot. All Sidewinders for model year 19 get new handlebar switchgear, including the elimination of the awkward right side reverse button, now residing where it should be on the left switchgear set. The left cluster is slick, intuitive, and offers full digi-gauge toggling while underway, as well as heat controls, headlamp beam, and of course, IQS3 toggling. There's no question Fox has set the standard for the industry with the popularity and acceptance of the simple, soft, medium, hard QS3 shock system. For years, snowmobiles have only had 3 primary rider controls: steering, throttle, and brake. For model year 19, Yamaha has added a 4th rider control, which after using, you will positively never go back to 3. IQS3 is industry-altering stuff. We're standing and applauding Yamaha for bringing it to the market. Let's talk about the other changes to the L-TX LE for model year 2019. There's a lot more going on than just IQS3 making this sled so appealing. Yamaha has improved the Hayes brake and added a composite stubby lever that's more ergo-correct and, frankly, not as cold as cast aluminum. They've improved the tunnel bag and kept the heated seat and visor cord outlet, for which we are standing and applauding. There are now real back tires on the Sidewinder, and again, we heartily approve. Gone is the barrel-style rear idler set. It is our solemn conviction snowmobiles should have rear tires. Let's get something straight. This is not a windshield. It is not a windshield at the equator, nor is it a windshield anywhere where we ride snowmobiles. Make sure you pick up a mid-height version before you leave your dealer. The L-TX versions of Yamaha's sleds have always been among the best riding models in their lineup. The slide-action 137-inch skid, bridges moguls, and the uncoupled movement produced by the floating front torque arm has been reasonably effective until now. The addition of the IQS3 system makes the new L-TX LE one of the best riding sleds in the biz. Couple the ginormous improvement in ride quality and the reality that the LE possesses the industry's most powerful engine, and you have a powerful argument for showroom sizzle in model year 2019. We need to take our helmets off and salute Yamaha for the move to new overdrive clutches with a roller cam secondary last season. The Sidewinder is easy on belts and produces back shifts which are nothing short of heroic, throwing you back on the seat and yanking the skis off the snow at ridiculous speeds. Truth is, the Sidewinder package as a complete snowmobile has proven tough, reliable, and pretty efficient, considering there's 180 hungry horses under the hood. There's a lot to like this year in the new L-TX LE. However, we're confident that the new Fox IQS3 system is going to be both the steak and the sizzle in Yamaha showrooms. It's pretty cool Yamaha has come to the snowmo biz in model year 19 with the sport's first rider-activated suspension system. Model year 19 is going to mark the point in time when snowmobiles made a huge leap ahead in high-tech suspension control. So all that's left to be done is to add a yaw sensor and speed sensors to the IQS3 shock system with a setting called Auto Ride, and instantly fully active suspension will be a reality.
SnowTrax has been sponsored by Polaris Snowmobiles, MBRP Power Sports, race-inspired, trail-proven, and by the wide world of Arctic Cat.
If you enjoyed that video, make sure you hit the like button and then subscribe to SnowTrax TV's YouTube channel that's constantly being updated with fresh content.